You know, I fucked up my shit, but I say I admit it, man. I admit it. I fuck with some older fans and some younger fans, and they call it pedophile, and that shit crazy. I admit I fucked all of them girls. Some shit. Now I was listening to R. Kelly. I admit he said they trying to do him like they did Bill and shit. Fuck him over. He broke and everything. You know I ain't listened to the whole song. R. Kelly is tripping, man. That song silly as fuck. R. Kelly going crazy, but he admitted his mind, body, and nuts are clear. And his bladder is too. But yeah, like I was telling niggas before, I came on here to tell niggas, you know, they dismissed my case in the court. The case number is 1:17-CV-80 in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Ohio. Judge Michael Barrett. Me versus Woods et al. Chappell versus Woods et al. Yeah, they dismissed it, granted motion. And, you know, these niggas doctored the tapes. They doctored the tapes. The nigga got an Aryan Brotherhood tattoo on him. CO attacked me, and they cleaned it up. And it, like I was saying in my last video, but it got deleted. So I'm going to repeat it. This is a civil rights case. And the judge just sided with the system over protecting civil rights. He chose politics over civil rights. And this is some of the stuff that I speak about and I tell people not to do. Never sacrifice civil rights for votes. You know, they all tied in that shit together. You got the governor who run the prisons. That's all politics. And the local judges sending niggas to the prisons. That's all politics. All them niggas is elected. It's just one big racket. You know what I mean? And they even got the federal judges who come from local districts before they are appointed to be federal judges. So they still think the same, even though they're appointed to be federal judges. And one thing that I noticed, some of them try to change from time to time. But one thing I noticed, it was an ineffective assistance of counsel claim that I came across when I was in prison. And one of the judges that the case was in front of, dude was, I think he was from Virginia or somewhere. And he was on trial for murder or something. He claimed ineffective assistance of counsel. Now, he claimed ineffective assistance of counsel at trial. But the judge that was at his trial became appointed as a federal judge now. So when he filed his federal habeas corpus went in front of the same judge who oversaw his trial. And initially, when the judge was in the state court, the judge turned down his ineffective assistance of counsel claim. Then when the judge became a federal judge, he granted his ineffective assistance of counsel claim. How in the fuck could this be? When ineffective assistance of counsel claims are governed by the same standard, whether you're in state court or federal court. Now, how could this be? That right there tell you they on some bullshit. That right there tell you they on some bullshit. And I also, in my case, I told them the defendants, which is the state of Ohio, the COs and shit, the prison officials, they didn't meet the two-part standard for getting summary judgment granted. And I explained it in my opposition brief today, summary judgment request into the report and recommendation of the magistrate judge. They didn't even meet the two-part standard for getting summary judgment granted. Now, how the fuck is you gonna grant it? And like Martin Luther King said, nigga, we ain't letting no dogs stop us. We ain't letting no water hoses stop us. And we ain't gonna let no court injunction stop us. And I'm not gonna let no crooked, I ain't letting no Aryan Brotherhood member who was trying to attack me stop me. I ain't letting no CO who jumped in the fight stop me. And I'm not about to let this little court injunction dismissing my case stop me in my pursuit for civil rights and justice. And I'm going to keep moving forward. And I told niggas before, I'll take it to the 6th Circuit. Then I'll take it to the U.S. Supreme Court if need be. You know, that's what we could do. I sit back and I'm not out here causing problems. They saying the nigga, the one lady said I wasn't aware of the incident or nothing. I wrote, man, I sent them niggas evidence support and everything. These niggas on some bullshit. She never got a notice of nothing. But she was the institution inspector. And it's a stamp on it say that this grievance was received by the institution inspector. but she was unaware of it. But it was stamped for being received by her. Come on now, get the fuck out of here, nigga. That shit. That bullshit talking that shit. It's just about, like I said, if they was to grant this, and then you got the state of Ohio prison officials doctoring tapes in my case, what other cases have they doctored tapes in? What other cases have they sided with a specific group of inmates against another inmate or inmates in? And that's the prison that the longest ride in U.S. history happened at. So it's no telling what happened with them niggas' trials when they killed the CO. They on death row and shit. No telling what happened. No telling what that shit. They may even have to overturn those cases and release those people. That's still doing time for that ride. You know what I'm saying? So it's no telling. They have to overturn a lot of cases, and it opened up the state of Ohio to a lot of liability in a lot of cases, because even cases that was prior dismissed, they would be granted rehearing because of this incident. So they'll sacrifice civil rights for politics, for votes, because they don't want to upset the status quo. Now this is what's going on right now. And I'm glad that I got the world's ear so the world could see this shit. Now they putting these people in these positions. You got blacks in these positions. You got whites who say they stand for. You got Mike DeWine, the governor of Ohio. He posing a picture with blacks and he see what the fuck going on. These people are denying you people civil rights. So when I say, if they go deny somebody civil rights and they go let a wrong stand because they don't want to upset the status quo, you got to understand what the status quo is. I looked up the word status quo in the dictionary. It means the existing state of affairs. So the existing state of affairs right now is there is no known cure for AIDS. There's no known cure for breast cancer. They don't want to upset the status quo. They don't want to upset the existing state of affairs. So when I say I'm going to do this for y'all people, they actually don't want me to get y'all people those cures because they don't want to upset the status quo. And you can see it right here in my case, how they don't want to upset the status quo. So they'll let wrong and injustice stand before they upset that status quo. Yeah, I mean. So, that's that. But that's what I came on here to tell y'all, and I try to kick knowledge and explain it in a manner in which y'all will understand. And it's people who are similarly minded to those individuals who don't want to upset the status quo. It's ordinary people, it's people in government positions. Y'all interact with these people every day. They smile on your face, but at the end of the day, they really don't want to upset that status quo. And that's what I came to kick some knowledge, and hopefully somebody gets some educational and informational out of this video. So I'm out.